Greetings. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to start a new series. This one's called Finding Your Hip Joints for Standing Tall. Hip joints are a really important place where many forces meet and a great deal of force transfer happens. So if we can start to know where they are sensorially, then we can begin to use them to stand tall without a great deal of effort. So let's start. First thing we're going to do is take a scan in standing. So find a place on the floor where the floor is even and you feel comfortable. And just feel what it feels like to go from sitting to standing, to noticing your 2 feet, the sole of the foot of the right foot and how it touches the floor, and the sole of the left foot and how it touches the floor. Perhaps you notice that you feel more weight on one side than the other. Maybe you feel like one foot is forward of the other. I feel like my right foot is forward. I'm going to check. It's actually not, so that's interesting to me. And just notice whether today you feel like you're slumped or whether you feel light and long. And then let's begin by shifting over to your right leg. And find your balance over your left foot as best as you can right now, that you're not in danger of falling, but most of your weight is through your left leg. And just see what that feels like. Does that feel heavy? Does it feel light? Does it feel comfortable? And then come back to the middle. And then shift to your left foot. Now, right away, what's the difference in the right and the left? What's the quality of difference between the right and the left? Does the left feel more pulled down or more supportive? And then for you to be able to continue, just go to the right and to the left very slowly, sensing the difference between the two. Don't try to make them the same. Don't try to do a million reps. Don't try to do it perfectly. Don't try anything. Just be very patient and curious. There's got to be at least one difference that you can find between balancing on your right foot and balancing on your left foot. Great. Then shift forward to the forefoot of both feet. Not so much that you start to fall over, but just so you're forward in your feet. And then shift back so you're definitely on your heels. Now, which do you like better, being back on your heels, or do you like being forward on your feet, or neither? But let's slowly go from heels to 4 feet. When I say 4 feet, I mean the balls of your feet, not your toes. You should be able to lift your toes off the floor and still not fall over. But you're looking for the place, the sweetest spot where you feel like you're standing the easiest and the tallest. Maybe you go forward and forward and get back many times slowly. And the middle starts to show itself to you as you make your traverse smaller and smaller each time you go. Great. Now begin to turn to look to the right and then turn to look to the left. You're not stepping to look, but you are turning yourself. As much of yourself as is comfortable, turning to the right and to the left. And notice which foot you like to turn on better. Do you like to turn towards the left foot or do you like to turn towards the right foot? Which feels more supported, which feels like it has more length. And then lastly, please step forward on your one foot and back, and do that many times, taking your first step forward and back, and first step forward and back. Many times, seeing how you transfer your weight forward onto that foot, whether you feel stable, unstable, whether you feel the lift coming from the ground, or whether you feel that the ground pulls you down. Many times on that side, slowly and simply, and then come back to center and step on the other leg. Now, right away, again, the first time you do that, what's the difference? Is it more secure or less? Do you feel taller on this side or more pulled down? Do you feel more confident here? Is it easier to do? And then go right and left and right and left. Interesting for you to compare the two sides. What are the qualities that make them different from each other? And then come back to center and just take a walk around your space. Just a light, small walk, just noticing what you notice, whether you have more of a sense of your hip joints, the connection to the floor. And that's going to be the first part of our lesson. We're going to build on it, and we're going to use this part every time. But I wanted to give you a sense of how just that little tiny bit of checking in with the ground can actually help you to improve, to feel taller, to feel longer throughout your day when you're feeling a little slumped. So I'll be back next week for more. Thanks for watching, and please do subscribe to my channel.